the nature of physical existence. Hello and welcome. Please make yourself comfortable. Today we are going on a journey. We are going to ask the oldest and perhaps the most profound question. What is this? What is the world made of? What is the true nature of the reality we touch, see, and believe we live in? For centuries, we've been told a story of solidity, a story of matter. We are born into a world of mountains and oceans, of skin and bone, of tables and chairs that feel undeniably real. We stub our toe on the leg of a bed, and the message is clear. The physical world is primary. It is the foundation. It is there. But what if that's an illusion? A magnificent, consistent, and utterly convincing illusion? What if the universe is not a collection of things, but a symphony of relationships? A cosmic dream? Let's begin with a simple object. This apple. Look at it. It has a color, a weight, a texture. It seems solid, but we've known for a long time that this solidity is a lie. Go deep, deep down into its atomic structure, and you find a frantic dance of energy. You find a nucleus, a tiny clump of stuff, surrounded by a cloud of electrons moving at nearly the speed of light. And what is in between? Emptiness. Vast, unimaginable emptiness. If the nucleus of an atom were the size of a pea in the center of a football stadium, the electrons would be whizzing around in the outer stands. The rest is empty space. So, this apple, this symbol of solidity, is 99.999999999% empty space. What then are we touching? Why doesn't our hand simply pass through it? The answer is force fields. The sensation of touch is not the feeling of solid matter, but the repulsive force between the electromagnetic fields of the atoms in your hand and the atoms in the apple. You are not feeling stuff. You are feeling a conversation, a pushback, a resonant no from a realm of energetic vibration. The physical world is not a collection of billiard balls. It is a web of interactions, a dance of repelling and attracting energies. Now, let's go deeper into the truly mystical. In the 20th century, physicists performed experiments that shattered the classical worldview. They looked at the smallest conceivable pieces of reality, and they found something that defies all common sense. They found that a particle, like an electron, isn't just a tiny rock. It's a slippery, mercurial entity. When you don't look at it, it doesn't have a definite location. It exists as a cloud of potential, a shimmering set of probabilities, a probability wave. It is, in a very real sense, everywhere it could possibly be, all at once. But the moment you observe it, the moment you set up a detector to see where it is, this cloud of potential collapses. It chooses a single location. It becomes a thing. Think about the staggering implication of this. The act of observation, of measurement, of attention seems to crystallize reality from a fog of possibility. The universe, at its most fundamental level, is not a fixed, pre-recorded movie. It is a participatory event. It is waiting for a witness to bring it into sharp focus. This leads us to one of the most beautiful and haunting ideas in all of science and mysticism, the holographic principle. Imagine a hologram. You've probably seen one on a credit card. It's a two-dimensional surface, a flat piece of plastic. But when you shine light through it, a magical three-dimensional image appears in space. The entire 3D form is encoded on a 2D surface. Now, what if our universe is like that? Some of the brightest minds in theoretical physics are seriously considering the possibility that our three-dimensional reality, with its galaxies, trees, and you watching this video, is a projection, a magnificent hologram. They suggest that all the information that makes up our cosmos, every star, every feeling, every memory is encoded on a two-dimensional surface at the very boundary of the universe. We are the projection. Our sense of depth, of separation, of being inside a three-dimensional body is the illusion. We are like the characters in a cosmic movie, believing the screen is our true home, when in fact, the real reality is the flat film on which our story is written. If this is true, then physical existence is a translation, a decoding of information. The solidity you feel is the brain's brilliant but limited way of interpreting a cosmic data stream. This is where the mystical answers of the masses, the ancient wisdom of our ancestors, begins to sing in harmony with the cutting edge of science. For millennia, mystics, sages, and shamans have returned from deep states of meditation and vision quests with the same message. They tell us that the material world is Maya, an illusion. They speak of a unified field of consciousness, a single vast ocean of being from which all individual forms arise, like waves on the sea. A wave appears to be a separate entity for a moment, with its own shape and journey, but it is never truly separate from the ocean. Its existence is dependent on the whole. Does that not sound like the holographic universe, where every part, every atom contains the information of the whole, where separation is the great illusion? Let's take this a step further. If the universe is a projection of information, then what is the projector? What is the source of the light that brings this cosmic hologram to life? The most compelling candidate is consciousness itself. Think of consciousness not as a byproduct of the brain, but as the fundamental ground of all being. The brain, then, is not the generator of consciousness, but the receiver. It is a sophisticated biological radio, tuning into the specific frequency of this physical reality. It filters the vast, infinite field of consciousness into the narrow, focused experience of being a human, in a body, in a world of time and space. This explains so much. It explains the power of the mind to influence reality, a concept known to every ancient tradition. It explains why, when you change your inner state, your outer world often seems to shift in response. You are not changing solid things. You are adjusting the tuning of your receiver, and thus, the reality you decode. It explains synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel like the universe is winking at you. In a holographic universe, where everything is interconnected at a deep level, there is no such thing as a true coincidence. There are only connections we haven't yet learned to see. It even gives us a new, magical perspective on our own bodies. You think you inhabit a physical form, but what if your body is itself a localized, dense knot of consciousness, a pattern of information that has learned to call itself me? You are not in your body. You are your body, and your body is a process, a verb, a dynamic dance of energy and information that is constantly being renewed and recreated. You are a whirlpool in the river of existence, constantly changing, yet maintaining a recognizable pattern. So, what is the nature of physical existence? It is not a noun. It is a verb. It is a process of manifestation. It is a cosmic game of hide and seek that consciousness plays with itself. It is a shared dream, so vivid, so consistent, that we have forgotten we are dreaming. The laws of physics are the rules of the dream. The stars are the dreams of the cosmos. And you, sitting there, watching this, you are the universe becoming aware of itself. You are a focal point of the infinite, having a temporary, human experience. The feelings you have, the love you share, the awe you feel when you look at the night sky, That is not an illusion. That is the real reality, the consciousness itself, experiencing the story it is projecting. The physical world is the stage. Consciousness is the playwright, the director, and the audience, all at once. This is a vision of reality that is both futuristic and ancient. It is a vision that restores wonder to the world. The table in front of you is not less magical because it is mostly empty space. It is more magical. It is a stable miracle. The apple is not just fruit. It is a concentrated poem of energy and information. You are not a mere biological machine. You are a creator, a dreamer, living in a participatory universe that is listening, always listening to the song of your attention. If this perspective resonates with you, if it ignites a spark of recognition, then I invite you to become part of this conversation. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this community of explorers to grow, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What is your experience of reality? Does this idea feel true to you? And if you want to go much, much deeper down this rabbit hole, to explore the science, the philosophy, and the mystical implications of this breathtaking view of reality, I have written a book that delves into all of it. It's called Holographic Multiverse. In it, we explore parallel realities, the nature of time, and how you, as a conscious being, interact with this grand cosmic hologram. If you're interested, the link to purchase the book is in the video description below. Thank you for your time, for your curiosity, and for your consciousness. Remember, you are not a stranger in a strange land. You are the universe, waking up. Go well.